Hi, everybody. Well, that was beautiful. I can't think of a better way to start this chat. I'm really excited today because, as you know, we proudly represent the two flagship luxury properties in the Neptune family in East Africa. And we are going to be talking about their gorgeous, gorgeous property in Kenya today, Mara Rianta Luxury Tented Camp. And I'm so excited to have my friends here with me. First of all, we have Shima Morali, who is the director slash owner of the Neptune properties. They have way more than who we represent, and she's going to get into the brand in a bit. So just give a wave, Shima. How are you? Nice to see you. I'm thrilled. Awesome. And then we have Nicole Ravano, who many of you have spoken to already. She's the international sales manager, and she's based in Europe, but covers the world. And then we have Daniel and Wesley from the property. We have the camp manager and the naturalist who are on site to make the guest experience absolutely flawless. And how could it not be? Because it's in one of the most beautiful parts of the entire world, blessed with game, very, very rich with activities. So we're going to get into all of that today. I'm going to bring on Shima first, and I'd love for you to talk a little bit about, maybe the background of the company, how this all got started, the vision for the brand, and the brainchild, I guess, behind this stunning camp and how it came to be.
Yeah, hi. So we've been a brand, we've been in the business for 40 years. The chairman of our company created the brand, created one of our first hotels in 1981 with beach resorts. So we've been in the resort business over the years, and we grew tremendously. So we are 7 properties under our brand within the last 40 years. And we opened the Mara Rianta camp in 2010. And the idea was really because we always had resort business. We said we want to complete our guest experience with beach to bush or bush to beach. So if you come to the beach, you can finish off obviously the circuit in the world famous Maasai Mara. And we opened our first luxury tented camp in 2010. And it was one of the first camps all under canvas, meaning we're all tented. Sometimes we've got camps that are half tented, half, like blocks. And this was the idea of Maasai Mara. And our brand, we're very well known in continental Europe. And we've added, apart from the Mara, we also added a luxury lodge in Tanzania, just near the Ngorongoro crater. So this is how we started, and we grew over the years with obviously lots of all our properties. We've got one in Zanzibar, we're 5 in Kenya, and one Ngorongoro, one Zanzibar, and 5 in Kenya. So seven under the group.
Amazing. So I like how you connect the beach to the bush. But I think one of the things that carries through people who have been there, or people who are studying, especially this property, or who have heard feedback, is they always, the design is great, the amenities are great, but people comment on the service. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about how important that is with the brand, and some of your key pillars when you look at bringing people on and hiring people, and what, a guest is, I guess, the most important.
I think our key with our brand, with all the the ratings and the comments over the years, we've always come across is our key selling points have been, our product, our service, the quality, our food, our people, our guides, and we've seen this throughout. We've always had this as key, and the idea was this old world feel, sort of safari, where to experience being in the wilderness and wild and adventure, but having an upscale luxury safari. So the luxuries and comforts of home, but being really in the bush. And if you look at our location, we're overlooking the Mara River. You can hear the hippos at night. So you're really in the bush. But I think the key point where people keep coming back, and the camp manager will tell you as well, is the service with our people. We don't have a big turnaround of staff. We're the same team, more or less, since 2010. It's like a family. And the service, and you just feel that you're really in luxury and very at home in the bush.
I love that. And I know that every time I speak to Nicole and I say the word Kenya, she gets this giant crazy smile on her face and could talk for hours about this particular property. I'm gonna have you edit, okay, keep within the time. But you're interacting with the trade and all of that, and I love just how you come across when you talk about this property. Why do you feel it's so special? I'm sure you've seen a lot of properties in Kenya.
This is for Nicole.
Oh yeah, it's for Nicole. Go right ahead.
Oh, yes, sure. So, of course, I'm in love with our property, Neptune Mara Rianta. I've saw different properties in Kenya, but we are really very special. That's what always I said every time I go there. I just stay there for a couple of days, but I would love to stay there for a week, for a month, because on the time that you sit there in front of the river, it's a real dream. It's really an emotion because our properties is just amazing, fantastic. You can sit there and think and read and breathe and see all the hippos, all the crocodile, all the birds around, and have a nice cup of tea or a cocktail, and really experience the best of the wildlife you can expect.
And you always call it my Mara Rianta.
Well, it brings me, so, I would say I'm going to go to Wesley first with, when there's no, I guess there's no typical day when someone stays. It seems to be that everybody can sort of choose something different. So walk us through, I guess, through a guest's eyes, what kind of things could they expect when they come and stay? Because what I really love about the property is it's so much more than just the game drives. So many activities to choose from and things. So maybe tell everybody a little bit about what happens when a guest comes.
Yeah, when a guest comes, they have a lot of expectation because what is in the website is exactly what is on the ground. And what we do is, we have a proper welcome right from the airstrip. When they land, our guide is there waiting with a well-stocked cool box, refreshments. And then on the way, all the way to the camp, it's scenic, and they have that opportunity to see the game and the people, and on the way. And this is something very special for us. And when they come in, we also have a proper welcome at the reception with a hot or cold towel before they check in. And I meet them personally when they alight, and I introduce myself as the camp manager. And now I start the process of check-in. So this is special because in most camps in Kenya, you don't even see the manager until you check out. You don't even know who is the manager. And so we come in that way. Our food is also special. It's a la carte, and that means you have a choice. You tell us how you want it to be made, and we made it the way you wish to have it. That's also special because when you go elsewhere, you just pick from the table and you go. Whether it's hot or cold, nobody cares. Here we care. We go personal to every individual and get a taste and likes and flavors and so on. So that is how we do. Our tents are spacious, and sometimes they imagine it's for 2 or for 4 people, but it's for 2 people. It's 8 by 10, and it's full of luxury inside. The decor, the interior design is unbelievable. We have incorporated the tent and the cultural effects of the surrounding. The Maasai culture is also displayed in the tent. And this is also what makes the guests feel that they are really in Maasai Mara. It creates the impression that they are in the Maasai Mara, which is true. And they feel that they are within the local community, the only community in Kenya, which is known all over the world.
I like how you said, "Here we care," because that's just, that kind of struck me. That makes a difference, that you're taking the extra step, and it's not just, okay, everybody eats the same and everybody experiences the same. Now, Daniel, you have an extraordinary job. A lot of people can't possibly imagine how you do what you do. Where did the love of what you do, I guess, came from growing up and being, I would say, maybe around these incredible surroundings? And how do you get the guests to understand, this world of wildlife that they're going to be entering into without being afraid?
Thank you very much. My name is Daniel, and right from the word go, I start with guests when they just come in from the palace, especially in the start. We tell them about what is there, and it is the real thing, which is already go like hyenas. We have a there the plane, and we invite them to us for camp, and we had very cold drinks, especially you got beer, water, you got sodas, and then they're free to walk around and services. Just fetch them from the car and everything is good. So actually, during our afternoon game drive, we just go as per the guest form. Sometimes we got guests who are old, so we have to bring them as they want. So actually, this makes Neptune like a fisherman paradise, like we like to stay with the guests as per they want. So if they like to go on food festivals, we are ready with picnic lounge, or sometimes half day with picnic breakfast. That's it.
And it is a full lunch. It is not a sandwich on the knee. It's a full lunch, Yeah, with the table and the guide dresses the table properly, displays the food and with cutlery and crockery, well packaged. And it is a variety, not just a piece of sandwich.
Well, I think that sticks to the brand. And I'll go back to Shima because this was really interesting. I feel like so many things about the property surprise people. You guys are brilliant with your marketing in that understated, right? I think like the rooms look gorgeous, but nobody can imagine how big they are. I guess that was on purpose, right? or how well appointed they are, or nobody may expect the level of detail with a pop-up, a full sundowner experience or a pop-up lunch. I mean, was this sort of part of the strategy to sort of let people think, okay, what could happen, and then get completely surprised?
I think it's sort of the understated elegance, and that, like I said, that old safari feeling in the olden days where you've been out all day, you've been woken up at 6 in the morning, you've done so many game drives, but yet you come in the evening, you can have a brandy and you can just sit there overlooking the river, and you've got the sundowner, and you're literally there being in the bush. I think that was the idea, to create that feeling, not that feeling of a new sort of a big block, modern type of lodge. It's more of an old safari feeling, but yet it's very elegant and very luxurious. And the other thing that we now have is we have our own sanctuary just across the river, which is very special, which is very different than anybody else will have, because this is our own sanctuary. So our clients, other than being at our camp, with our experience, will now experience being part of a sanctuary with local culture, visits, trekking, engaging with the villagers. So it's going to be very sort of different, with an authentic, different experience.
I think that's very important to the guests.
And just to mention something, Madam Shima has just said about our sanctuary. The view from the sanctuary is unbelievable, out of this world. You can see the sunrise just underneath you, having breakfast at the escarpment. And Nicole knows we went there, and it's unbelievable. Apart from that, we have also a very, very rare species of gazelle called oribi. I'm sure nobody has seen. We have it in our own sanctuary, and nowhere else in the Mara are found. So this is very special for us. So we have now 3 oribis, a family of 3, father, mother, and a small baby. We are taking care of them. Every day, our scouts are there to monitor and see their health and give us the report. So this makes us very, very special, especially in terms of game. And you will also be feeling very private, because it's only Neptune vehicles who will be there. So you can imagine you are in a sighting and it's only Neptune vehicle, no one else, unlike elsewhere.
Huge point. I was going to ask you about that, to talk to the agents about that as well, because that has just such a private feeling. It's so, if you've ever been on safari anywhere else, that's a little bit, I would say, overcrowded. It's a different experience.
Yeah, you might be having also a breakfast or a lunch somewhere, and you see 2-3 vehicles crossing by. But in this case, it will be you and you alone, and the nature.
Yeah. That's amazing.
We can take advantage of the day and the night, so we can plan our own night drive. We can plan anything we want. And we are planning also to have a nice spa with massage over there on the other side.
Yes,
And
on top of
then
the
relax.
escarpment.
So this is something very special that sure no one has this possibility.
No, that's huge. And on the customization, maybe Nicole, you can run through, because you guys have a lot of activities like the hot air ballooning, a children's walk, things like that. So tell us a couple of things that guests can do or elect to.
Yeah, what also make us special is that we can really tailor-made anything the guest wants to do. We can build anything, any package. We have exactly possibility to have bush breakfast, champagne breakfast, dinner by the bush. We have
Sundowners.
sundowners. We have our own spa. We have our boutique. So we do have a lot of all the international standards are there. And if clients want to go in the morning, afternoon for balloon safari, we can organize. We can really go for trekking, go and visit the tribe. In the evening is always nice to sit together with all the Maasai and have a nice experience. They're telling story. You can sit with them. We can change location. We have also activities for kids, which is good. So sometimes, especially during Christmas and Easter, we do have a lot of kids, and we have an area where all the kids can have dinner all together. They can have lunch, and we have some of our Maasai staff that are sitting with them. They're doing games. They're doing a lot of activities.
Kid walk.
Exactly. We are also open for each kind of market, for families, for honeymoon, for everyone. We have a possibility to accommodate each and every experience and every need of the guests.
Fully customized. I love that. Maybe set the stage if you can tell everybody how they arrive there, because I think sometimes if you haven't been to Kenya, or even if you have, you don't know geography. So how does a guest arrive there?
Well, you can get there from Nairobi, first of all, which is the international main international airport. And then from Nairobi, it depends if the clients wish to have a circuit, they can have a game drive. They can start the safari by jeep, by 4x4 or by minibus, and then they can do different parks. Alternatively, if they wish to come directly to our property, they can just go to the other small airport, which is Wilson Airport, and they can fly to our property, which is another experience, because we have these small aircraft, small plane, and where you can start your safari starts from there, because you can see when you fly all the animals on the bottom. And then you can land just half an hour far from our camp, where our Maasai and our car are waiting for our guests.
Okay, I'll throw a couple of questions out to all of you. You can jump in. How many nights? I know you're going to say forever, right? But how many nights, I guess, okay, we're talking to American guests here who don't typically have a lot of time. What's a good amount of time to spend to really get the feeling?
Well, as you said, I would say a week, but I think 3 nights is a good time to spend, because you can really in 3 nights have different experience. You can have different safari. You can visit the tribes. You can do some walking safari, and you can also enjoy a little bit of the property and spend some time there relaxing. Because as we said, the property has much to offer. So it's not a must to go every day on game drive, because when you sit in Neptune Mara Rianta is really the best experience that you can have.
Correct. If you've, sorry to just interrupt, if you've, I mean, like Nicole said, 3 nights is ideal, but sometimes when you get flights that are coming in the afternoon, you're getting a night, but you may sometimes lose the full day. So even if people want to do 4 nights, for example, and they just want to have a relaxed day we have a lovely spa there, then Nicole, I would say also 3 to 4, depending on the flight timings.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely.
But 3 is ideal.
All right, so we get this question a lot. What are some of the most romantic things you can do for honeymooners that would surprise them?
We do upon arrival, we do a certificate for the honeymooners, and we decorate their room and provide a sparkling wine. And also we have a place where we, in one of the nights, we isolate them. They are the only ones. We make a fire, we do the table, and we serve them a candlelight dinner in an open sky where they can see stars and the nature. So this is also very special, and many guests are leaving there crying. They cannot believe it.
I can definitely believe that. So Shima, as far as the brand goes, what's next? I guess we know what's next for the property here, but where's the vision of the brand going forward? What should people watch for?
Well, I think that people should watch that. So that's a good question. Is so we've come so far. We're looking at sort of consolidating the brand in the sense that with our brand now, we are looking to obviously market in different parts, different areas that we haven't marketed previously. Obviously, continental Europe has always been standard. We're working with you with America, with South America, and with looking at different type of clients and different type of guests. And with this, obviously, with things coming back, there may be another special kind of lodge or camp we may look at somewhere else, but at the moment it's just where we are now, to just make sure that we are there and our brand is getting better and better, our service is getting better and better, and just a refined product.
Absolutely. And it seems that it elevates all the time. And I will say, if any of you, kind of one of our final questions here, I think the price point makes so much sense. It's a very accessible point, I would say. And I would suppose it's because people are able to customize. So you've got the room. Talk to us a little bit about the intention on the pricing structure, because there are so many great things you can add on.
I'll just start with something and then maybe Nicole can jump in. Is with our pricing, our pricing is it is very exclusive, but obviously with COVID and with things that have gone through, a lot of people have looked at different pricing. But obviously pricing is getting higher because there are tailor-made things. There's, like we said, the private sanctuary. These are really special things that a lot of people in the Mara will not be offering. There will be some places offering certain things. Everybody will talk about luxury and everybody will talk about the same excursions, but the way we will do it on a very different scale and tailor make it is very special. So I think that's a really unique experience. The word luxury now, every time you hear it, people think everything is luxury. What is really luxury? Because it's other than we've got the crockery, the tableware, all the beautiful decor, and the people. But it's just really also the feeling, the sense of feeling in being our camp with the luxuries is very different.
I fully agree with you. And I think the word luxury for me is exactly, you touched on that, being able to do things my way, being able to tailor and say, okay, I want to do this today and I don't want to do that. And I think that that's one of the beauties of this property, is because you can mix it up, and sort of like Nicole was saying too, if you want this and not that, or whatever kind of formula.
It's not specific. We can do it exactly. If you want to bring people and say we want to do it completely different, from food to accommodation, we can do it completely the way you like it.
I love that. So since Daniel and Wesley are on site, let me ask you before we close, what's the best part of your jobs?
Personally, yeah, for myself, it's meeting and talking to people. When I talk to guests and I find what I've said impresses them, is my highlights.
Yeah.
And when I get a positive and very, very encouraging feedback, I have a very good sleep overnight.
Yes, I can imagine. Daniel, what about you? What's a great day for you? Oop, we're just, we're just losing you. Maybe a little closer to the computer. Can't hear you.
I'm saying, bringing guests around and make them happy, that's my priority, and make sure that the animals and all that are in good shape. And I
when somebody's smiling and kind of seeing something that they never saw before, I would say would be a wonderful feeling, huh?
Exactly. When you find a special sighting, you know, it's out of this world.
Adventure. So
Fantastic.
the tailor-made is I believe.
There's nothing like that. There's nothing like the feeling of knowing that somebody did something, you know, that spectacular just for you. So I think you guys definitely hit the mark. Any final thoughts? Besides, come to Mara, Rianta.
I think one final thought for me would be that you might have seen that we always say we promise African memories. And clients who leave us, I think the team would agree, is we want them to create their own special and leave with special African memories. And we want them to create the African memories with us. And this is why we always say we promise African memories.
Yeah.
I love that. This is an extraordinary property. Everybody, I encourage you to check it out. Please come visit. There are some agent rates available through the end of January. So please reach out to us and we can help you with that. But anytime is a good time to visit. So reach out. We can give you special marketing materials and really, really help you be able to sell this property with confidence. So please watch out for more news. Thank you very much for joining us. And we'll post everybody's contact in the comments here so that you can also reach out to everybody here that you see on screen and have a chat with them personally. So thank you for joining us. This has been great. And we are going to be back very, very soon talking about the two luxury properties in the brand, one in Kenya, this one in Kenya and their property in Tanzania. So stay tuned for that. And that'll happen before the end of the year. So thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching. And please, go back and refer to this video and reach out to any of us if you are interested in more sales activities and sales materials. Thanks and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gabriela.
Thank you.